Social fact is to be treated as a thing. So what does it mean? Okay. So what does this mean? Social fact is to be treated as a thing. Tell me, what is your understanding of social fact? Social fact, I would say, is one very crucial concept given by Durkheim. And it is very, very counterintuitive. Tell me, what do you understand by social fact?
From reading, what I understood is it is a social reality which you should not link it with any psychological reality or anything, an individual reality, but it is completely societies related. But it is also born through individual and it will affect an individual.
Wow, that's very good. You mean individual reality contributes to social reality?
But again, that will
Individual
affect.
reality is affected by social reality, but these are two different levels of reality, isn't it? That's
Yes,
what
sir.
you are saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, that's true. Tell me, does this class have a reality of its own? Is this online class, the class that's going on now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, how?
Because because of that, we are getting affected. I mean,
Okay,
uh, now I have class, so that's why I'm attending the class.
okay,
So I feel even this is a social reality, or else I would be doing anything else.
okay. So this class is affecting you, this
I am committed to this class right now.
committed to this class, yes. All this is a social fact.
Yes.
Okay. Tell me, can you affect Vishal? Supraja?
Yes, sir.
Can you affect Vishal, for example, in this class and everybody else?
Yes, sir. I can affect them.
Like, for example,
If they are friends with me, I can affect them. Like
if you are
to if I'm friends with them, I can affect them. Like
okay, positively, negatively.
uh,
Suppose Vishal says something and then you say, I never thought you were so stupid.
I guess I can affect him. If he is affected by my words, I can affect him.
That is true, if he is affected. But let me ask you, will Sadish also be affected? If you shout at Vishal and Vishal is affected, will Satish also be affected?
If Satish likes Vishal, then Vishal also will, Satish will also get affected.
Okay, if Satish likes Vishal, he'll be affected. But suppose Satish doesn't like, and then you keep shouting at each other,
He
or
don't care.
huh?
He don't care.
Won't he care? Won't he care?
Um,
He's a part of the class.
but it's a class.
We're talking about the
It's
class.
a
Yes,
class,
we're
so
talking about the class now.
so he may care. He not care. It
Hmm.
depends upon his individual character.
That is true, but if the class is affected, won't he care?
Yes, sir.
He will, isn't
He
it?
will care.
Hmm. Suppose I unnecessarily shout at you. Will Deepika be affected?
Uh, no, sir.
Why? You mean to say if I shout at you, Deepika will just keep quiet? I mean, not that she will say anything, but won't her mind be affected? Won't her
Mind will
psychology
get
be affected? Yes or no?
mind and psychologically she'll be affected, but
Affected. Hmm.
in real she can't do anything.
No, yes, in reality she may not, but I am talking about the class.
Yes, sir. She may get affected.
Hmm. Okay. So, what all it means is that individuals create something collective. All of us are creating a collective entity, and that is class. And class has a reality of its own. Class has its own characteristics. A participatory class will be something like, and authoritarian class will be something else. Okay. Notes dictation is some kind of class. Debating is another kind of class. So individuals will be creating the class, but then a class has its own kind of a personality. And if something happens to the class, individuals will be affected by it. We may sometimes live with good mood, sometimes boredom, sometimes excited. Okay. So what Durkheim said was collectivity is a different level of reality, but it is there. It cannot be equated with psychological reality. In fact, collectivity gives a particular kind of psychological reality. For example, I am like this in this classroom, but I am not like this in some other interaction. You are like this in this classroom. Okay. When Supraja says something, we all listen, but we don't know after the class. I don't know whether her family members listen to her or not. Her family members may think that you are too small. How dare you tell me these things?
Sir, very true, sir.
So whereas we here, so we ask your opinion and then say, wow. So you are different in this class. So which means individuals contribute, individuals are defined by collective. So it is not that individuals are not contributing to the total. Individuals are contributing to the total. Individuals are affected by the total. But Durkheim wanted to say there is an individual level reality and social level reality. Individual level reality is a psychological reality, and social level reality is a different thing. And he called this social level reality a social fact, as opposed to psychological variables. And just like class is a social reality, collective reality, he thought society is a social fact. Society cannot be equated with individuals comprising of the society. So any group produces its own personality. Any group produces its own level of reality. Any group produces its own reality. Okay. So, Durkheim said society is not simply individuals. A new level of reality is being created at the society's level, which means, husband and wife separately is different from couple. What Durkheim said is true of any group. Class is different from all the students. A couple is different from husband or wife. A political party is different from any member of a party. A crowd is different from any member of a crowd. Take, for example, rioting. In a rioting, crowd behaves so mercilessly, irresponsibly. But it does not mean any member is irresponsible otherwise. Crowd takes a life of its own. Individuals may later wonder how they behaved and why they behaved the way they did. A police force is different from any individual police. So the totality creates some different level of reality. Like that, society. Which means sociology is not psychology. Psychology is about the study of the individual and sociology is about the study of the society. Sociology is a different subject compared to psychology because no amount of understanding of individual will lead to understanding of society, though it may contribute. So society should be studied at society's level, not at the individual level. Society should be studied at the society's level and not at the individual level. So because he said why society should be studied at the society's level, he is considered father of sociology. And how sociology cannot be reduced to psychology. How sociology cannot be reduced to psychology because society is different from the individual. And when he is saying society is different from the individual, any group is different from the members of the group. Each member has his level of reality and the group has a different level of reality. Okay, so that is how it works. Society has a different level of reality. And then any social fact he felt should be explained in terms of social facts. Suicide rate. Suicide rate has to be explained in terms of other social facts and not psychological facts. Tell me, why is there more of suicide rate of farmers in Telangana compared to coastal Andhra? Why was there more in Telangana compared to coastal Andhra? Suicide rate.
Water.
Hmm?
Water.
Water facilities, irrigation facilities, because a huge part of what is going on to suicide is water problems, borewell. cost of agriculture, and then they take loans. They are not able to repay. So taking loans, irrigation, borewells in Telangana, all these are social factors, social facts. Suicide rate is a social fact. So why is higher suicide rate in Telangana compared to coastal Andhra? Give social facts as the reason. Why is there more suicide rate in Vidarbha? Social facts again. If you are explaining why a particular person committed a suicide, then that is psychological explanation. Durkheim thinks that is not the way to explain in sociology. Society should be explained in terms of social facts. So a sociological phenomena or social phenomenon has to be explained in terms of other social facts. So that is how sociology is different from psychology. Society has a life of its own. Group has a life of its own. Crowd has a life of its own. It is not equal to its members. So Durkheim made a study of suicide rate across regions and across times. And he showed that certain social factors are responsible for suicide rate, like the way we discussed in Vidarbha versus coastal Andhra versus Telangana. So his point was that people think suicide is a psychological phenomena, but suicide rate is affected by certain social facts. So suicide rate is a social phenomenon. Suicide rate is a social phenomenon, which means what appears to be a psychological thing is also a social thing. So Durkheim wanted to explain through suicide rate that social factors are contributing to the suicide rate, which means that study of society has to be different from the study of individuals. So a person failed because his lover rejected him. Psychological fact or social fact?
Is it a psychological fact?
Psychological fact. Okay. 10% of students among suicides, 10% of student suicides is due to love failure. Social fact or psychological fact?
Social.
Social fact. Okay. So percentages, rates is social. An individual reason is psychological. It is like that. So Durkheim wanted social facts to be explained with other social facts,
Sir,
not how each individual committed and then add. Vishal?
sir, but like 10% of suicide rates were committed by individuals. Sir. How can society be included in this? Like it's an act of individual which contributed to the suicide.
That is true. But tell me about suicides. Is there more suicide rate in Telangana among the farmers
Among the farmers, yes, sir.
compared to coastal Andhra? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
But why is it so?
Apart from other factors, like type of crop is also a factor. Like
That's
cotton and sugarcane in some
mm.
areas are high gambling crops.
But why? How these factors are contributing to the suicide rate? After all, it is individuals who commit suicide.
Maybe in case of farmers, it's because of the geographical area which we are in, like the crops in here are suitable for these types of crops.
You mean to say farmers' suicides depends on social factors, but student suicide don't?
Uh, In your example, I guess for digits of
Don't you think in certain regions more love failures possible?
yes, in high density populated
Huh?
areas
Yes or
can
no?
yes.
No, no, no. Per thousand population, not geography. Per thousand. Don't you think in certain societies per thousand more love failures possible and more suicides due to love failure possible?
Maybe possible.
Why? Don't you think that may depend upon particular definition of love and particular orientation, isn't it? But don't you think on the whole suicide rates due to love failure is increasing in recent years compared to say 50 years?
I unaware of that.
No idea. But there was nothing like love 50 years ago. I mean, there was, but
Yeah,
love was not an important issue. In simple societies, was there love? No,
so it is given more priority nowadays
more priority,
for
individualism. For example, isn't the divorce rate increasing?
yes.
Is increasing. So divorce rate increase can be explained in terms of certain factors, woman empowerment, freedom, cultural differences, isn't it? So explaining something in terms of something else, explaining one social fact in terms of other social facts. That's what Durkheim is proposing. Though divorce rate is because of one marriage failure, each divorce is a failure of one marriage, but divorce rate is a function of other things. So individuals only are committing it. But when we think of rate, then some social factors are contributing to why individuals are committing it. Is the point clear?
Yes, sir.
It almost looks like social factors determine how many commit suicide. Individual factors determine who will commit the suicide among them to satisfy the rate. For example, civil services selections. Can you impact the number of selections per year by if students study hard, will they impact the number of selections per year? Yes or no? No. So if a coaching institute teaches well, if the students study of that institute's study, what happens to the selection rate that year? Will the number of selections be impacted? Yes or no? No, will the number of selections by UPSC at an all India level, total number of selections, will be impacted if an institute does coaching well? Yes or no, Vishal?
I guess no, sir.
No, right? But if it it gives good coaching, in what way will it impact the result? Its students will clear, more likely to clear, isn't it? And if its students are clearing, students of some other institute don't clear because it's a competitive exam. Isn't it so? Which means this institute hasn't altered the number of selections. It has only altered who are the people who would be selected. It means higher preparation did not lead to more selections, or lower preparation did not lead to fewer selections. Higher preparation or lower preparation is only affecting who would be selected, not the number of selections. Yes or no? And how are number of selections determined? Depending on the vacancy. That's from the government calculations. And Durkheim thought suicide rate is like that. Suicide rate is like the vacancy. But who will commit suicide is from different other variables. That is how he thought. Whether he is right or wrong is a different issue. Tell me, is the analogy clear to you?
Yes.
So, social factors determine a social fact. Vacancies determine number of selections. But who will be selected depends upon the individual preparation, skills. So, a suicide rate in Vidarbha is determined by other social facts. Which particular farmer will commit suicide depends upon how strong or weak that particular farmer is. Which means he separated psychological variables from social variables. He separated psychological variables from social facts. And he thought the purpose of sociology is to identify the social facts and explain social facts and never get into the psychological facts. So which means whether you are giving psychological explanation or social explanation is an important issue. And Durkheim wanted social explanations. Vishal, is it clear?
Yes.
So that is how he looked at. So social fact to be treated as a thing. This is what we explain.
Sir,
Hmm.
sir, in this case, social fact is a collective reality.
Exactly.
Okay. Means, how can we define social fact here, sir? Means, in one line.
What is that?
How can we define social fact here as a collective reality only, or any other?
Yes, collective reality. Something about the society which influences and impacts the individual, acts like a constraint on the individual. Okay, let us look at how social fact influences individuals. For example, what is a class? This class impacts each individual. Okay, this class impacts each individual because during the class you are supposed to concentrate, and after the class then you are free. So social fact acts like a constraint on the individuals. Social fact emerges out of individuals. See, we wanted to assemble at this time on this day. We were losing freedom correspondingly. We had to assemble. So assembling, discussing, all this is social. So these social facts affects individuals. So each individual is affected, each individual is expected to behave in a particular way, and that is how totality is created. Each person is doing something specific. Teacher is doing something, the students are doing something else. So each one is doing something as per the plan, as per the totality, as per the totality allocation. And so something new is created. So Durkheim thought the totality is created again through, we are introducing some other concept, through division of labor. I am teaching and you are listening. This is division of labor. And in any totality, in any group, there is invariably division of labor. Tell me, can a society, can this class be possible without a single student? That is not possible. Can this class be possible without me? That is not possible. Why? Because class requires teaching and listening, and one student, minimum one student, and minimum one teacher are necessary. So instead of 5 students, 4 students can also make a class. 2 students can also make a class. One teacher, one student also can. But no student, no class. No teacher, no class. Which means this totality is created through division of labor. Division of labor is the binding thing. You are coming to listen and I am coming to teach. This is binding. So the totality is created through division of labor. Totality is something new, and this new, what is created, affects every individual. So every individual is contributing to the totality. At the same time, totality is impacting the individual. What is true of class is true of any group, is true of society also. Is it clear? So which means division of labor creates society. Division of labor creates any group. Okay, now try this. Compare Marx with Durkheim with reference to division of labor. Compare Marx with Durkheim with reference to division of labor. Tell me, what did Marx say about division of labor? We discussed this yesterday.
Division of labor is made in such a division of labor is used as a tool to exert dominance from by the upper caste to the lower class.
Division of labor is leading to?
Division of labor is a tool used by the upper caste to dominate the lower caste.
That's true, that is one. But finally, what is happening due to division of labor?
Surplus.
What is the impact of division of labor on each person? In communism, for example, would there be division of labor?
Inequality.
That's true, but would there be division of labor in communism? What did he say? How a man should live?
Yeah.
Write poetry, hunt, fish, critic. Is that division of labor? No. So Marx thought there should not be division of labor, and division of labor is the source of alienation. So Marx thought human potential is so vast that an individual should be in a position to do a variety of things. So that was Marx's view of division of labor. So he thought division of labor as the source of problem, alienation, exploitation. Whereas to Durkheim, division of labor is the very basis of the society. People are doing different things because of which they are connected. If I am not teaching, there won't be a class. Which means without division of labor, there cannot be a class. All the students coming together cannot create a class because students are not dividing labor among themselves. They are doing the same thing. So there cannot be a group. But all the students plus one teacher creates a class. Why? Because the teacher is doing something different compared to what the student is doing, which means group is created through division of labor. Division of labor is the source of strength. Can you tell me why in modern marriages divorce rates may be high? Use the principle of division of labor. Can you think how division of labor is related to divorce rate? How is modern marriage different from traditional marriage? Deepika, what's your answer?
Sir, the roles have become more generic. They are not specialized as such in the modern.
Exactly. Roles are not specialized. Woman is doing what man can do. Earlier, woman is doing something different and she has to depend on man. Okay. So roles are becoming similar. Less dependency, less division of labor. And less division of labor means less strength in the unity. I mean, there are variety ways of looking at things. So the more the similarity, the less can be the reason for unity. So Durkheim thought of units doing different kind of work, and because of that, they depend on other units of the society, and that is how society is one. And then it behaves and it works as if it has its own level of reality. So all this is Durkheim's thinking. So division of labor is again central, whereas to Marx, man should be able to do all kinds of things. So division of labor is source of alienation. But Durkheim thinks without division of labor, why would people be related at all? Okay. Okay. Can you tell me what you can say about this? Can you analyze high suicide rates of contemporary Indian society with Durkheim's theory? But maybe we'll just discuss. Sociological method adopted. Okay. Important thing is only about social fact and division of labor. That's all. I think you can answer this. How is sociological approach is different from psychological approach? Okay. We discussed religion part of Durkheim. Okay. We'll come back to Durkheim, but before that, go through the answers written on Padlet.